by and large, most of the municipal corporations don't have. Barring, you can say, Surat has done significantly well in Gujarat. Indore, we all know 100% waste segregation is there. Hyderabad has the largest organic waste processing unit, compost unit in India. So you can say Bangalore has done well. But out of 7,065 towns and cities, are we happy with a couple of examples that in isolated cases that they are doing well, and from the policy we are happy? Of course we cannot. So the point is majority of the cities are lacking systemic arrangement, and the fingers are pointed at corporation. Those who remain by and large financially dependent upon the state and the central branch, their own taxes are very less. And waste segregation in my society, there used to be two dustbins, and now it is one. Hardly any incentive or penalty. What we say that where is that study? Where is that study? Do they have the capacity to incentivize segregation? To give suppose per rupee per day, 1 rupee, one household, something like that. They will be drained from their resources. Do they have those penalties if again today itself I later I thought that should what is but in general, so I saw a person he was scooty, and it's a very common behavior. We have very good children, we can have a number of we are good Japanese. So he was stopping his vehicle, and then he was literally policy yesterday it was ample waste, it was food waste was flowing from the plot literally back, and I was just driving from opposite side, so temple was there on the other side. I was observing what is happening. But this is what we have been doing now from balcony here and there. So this is what the manners of corporation they say the waste that source we can collect and we can at least put it to a dumping yard and side. But what about this kind of waste? Where the mandate is incentive, nothing is there. So behavioral aspects are very problematic. So if Indore has 100% waste segregation at source, why can't Ahmedabad do? Why can't we? On most of the Indian cities. Of course, there is a policy. 2016 waste guidelines mandate this. But this is not officially done. Many societies cosmetic waste, they brought dustbin, solid waste, this waste, that is. But then it got all audited, and then we are managing with our own different ways dealing with the waste. So this is a problem. As of now, India is generating 16 million tons of waste annually. This will go spiral by 30 at 165 million tons of waste, 0.7 per capita per day. This is going to create huge problem. And then those who are from Ahmedabad or Delhi, there are dumping sites. Might have right? Dumping sites, landfills, where we are putting it. Now these dumping sites have occupied how much? Every year, 1,200 acres is occupied under them. 2025 figure, 10,000 hectares of land is occupied under dumping sites, and many of them are illegal. We need to remediate these lands. Instead of that, city is giving this important land parcels to these dumping sites. And what is happening with these dumping sites? India has around 5.5 million formal waste pickers, collectors. Majority of them are women, and these strangers are dealing with this waste in support and consultation, and many times informal municipal corporation to dump this waste, to segregate, collect plastic. They are exposed to hazardous air, leachate, water being polluted, and toxic gases. Many cases have been documented in media also. That this is how that this area, and then not only that particular area, but the entire city faces that problem. the previous was mentioned regarding EQI. In many places in Delhi, we find around EQI is 500 or 400 plus. But what about cities where EQI is not measured on such kind of important installation, or you are just water clear the EQI monitor itself, and then it's coming down, and then you are saying most of the have API which is in the range of 500, 600, maybe 1,000. And one of the reasons is that you waste which now someone approaching, you will find is more and more prone to get burnt, emit smoke, cause more and more pollution, air pollution basically. So this is what I'll finish in one more line, one just. Morning presentation was all about reusability, also mentioned very well. So we are living in a scenario of use and dumping. So there are 4 R's which are very important to the integrated waste management. So one of the R is all about reusing. I mean, every company is busy in selling their products, but when it comes to repair, you will find hardly any. So there is an incentivization on the part of the manufacturer to produce more, to dump more, rather than to recreate, recycle, and reuse. And this is something which is missing in this entire framework, which government has highlighted, policy frameworks have implemented. So I finished my presentation by saying that by institutional capacity to be there, to be a behavioral changes. I mean, I don't know what kind of rocket science is segregating my waste, kitchen waste, and my dry and wet waste, and putting it in dustbin. I mean, how long waiting for the new disaster to come and not overtake? Why we are not doing it? So this is something that these are basic things which can be done. Civic participation and engagement is needed. Not everything can be relied on municipal capacity. And the most important thing, let the producer pay. I believe that those who are bulk creators of waste should come up with the guidelines in terms of incentivizing the waste reprocessing, using and usability. This is one. Thank you.
Very nicely, nice experience of yours in Ahmedabad, and you started your discussion with waste resources, solar and policy. Touched upon a little bit on efficiency as well as how much gain is actually right. And you emphasize on disposal of waste responsibly. And I just would like to add to your discussion. There is a system called pay as you throw.
Yes.
This is for households. So in 1961, it is an example of US only. For KC municipality, as you rightly mentioned, that we are actually filling up our landfills, filling up space actually to find out where to throw our waste. And KC municipality also finding this challenge that where to throw the waste. So what they did was that they introduced this pay as you throw system in which the households were already paying some fixed charge. Okay. So at that moment, 1961, please remember this data, 1961, and for KC, a municipality, they collected the data, each and every household, 5 kgs per household. And at this moment, as you have rightly said, we are sending somewhere around 0.7 kgs. In Mumbai, I also similar kind of study. In Mumbai, to understand the behavior of people, that how they respond, how they as you throw system. So at the time, somewhere 8-9 years ago, so somewhere around 0.5 kg collected the data. At 0.5 kgs, they are actually starting their waste. So when this was fixed cost to the household, they were not taking care of their waste disposal. But sooner they introduced the variable charge as well, that you have to segregate your waste at the same time. How they did was they introduced different size the garbage disposal bag. So say a bag, say smaller bag, smaller price differently. It can accommodate only half a kg. Then a bigger bag, price differently, can accommodate 1 kg. And likewise. So once this variable charge got implemented, they started behaving responsibly. They started segregating their waste. At the same time, their waste also got reduced. So here, the systems are there and very imaginative, very innovative when variable is getting imposed. But only we have emphasized this behavior of people, and it is not just behavior of people. Institutional behaviors are also got to be changed. So rightly nailed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Dr. Bharat Jain.
Once you are a speaker, you are very we haven't issues and problems, but there is a ray of hope. That is what we are trying to do. And maybe so don't get frustrated always, because we are huge number. Problems are out. So let us not compare with European countries and developed countries. I had an opportunity of visiting 20 countries where the population is less and resources are more. In our case, it is but yeah, we need industry because we need economy. And that is why these states are leading. Probably Gujarat is number one. I will go very quickly. We believe that name the product or byproduct. We are manufacturing. That is what the states are paid over covering the whole region. But we are more concentrating on pink color. Pink color is good color. So and that is what is called golden corridor situated between Ahmedabad and Bombay. And states, what we have done, we have worked in last assignment was chief engineer, responsible for the creating infrastructure. Right now we have almost 240 industrial. We talk of mega infrastructure, corridor. Along which we have very important petroleum reason. The area which we are developing is 450 square, very close to Ahmedabad is 5 minutes. Another prestigious for us is the Dholera, which you are developing. Just look at the area which you are doing. 1.3 times Singapore. So you can imagine type of infrastructure like roads, drainage, and each job from STP we provide and common effort. Madam would be recycle. So that is the concept over here. And this is what corridor all estates located between Ahmedabad and Baroda, close to Baroda, we have Baroda petrochemical complex. And this once you move to Bharuch, we have Dahej and Ankleshwar. Near Surat, we have Sachin and Patel, and close to Maharashtra, we have Vapi and Serigal. So these assets are important because mainly have chemical productions. More than 50% of chemicals are being produced here. So these are the name as I say. I will not go into the time available. But the topic is talk of West. It could be municipal storage. We have quantity per area. But who is responsible? We are responsible. So may not depend always on part of government system. Not every time makers and government. fact, in Gujarat, the policy of industrial policy, and the back example which you have to Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Laos, Cambodia, even in China. So many of that, they have framework of policies, but ultimately it is starting. To talk of 0.7 kg per day, yeah, I am this. So let us talk of industrial. I come from the industry. So what do we do? You mentioned about lens. So that is compared to domestic. We are leading in common concept, cooperative market. So we have got common treatment plant for and we have created 900 MLT, largest in our country, 900 MLT treatment capacity grows with 30 common plants. Similarly in hazardous also, because ultimately hazardous could be your primary or secondary, and then it could be your process. So that is different types. And that is what is industry basically mentioned. We have more than 50% in Gujarat are generating these. At the level of I can reduce by optimizing of resources. But industry, because there is a material balance, and you cannot have 100% product. So there has to be some solid waste or waste generated from the treatment plant, primary. That is what the scenario. And therefore, Gujarat alone is responsible of generating from the industry. Almost 40%. The problem is there. And that is what we are because to the landfill, you need land. And now there is a public apprehension. There is a EIS public consultation. Not allowed. And that is what problem we are facing, and therefore what we are trying to do. That how can we reduce load on our land? And that is a little attempt which you have made. Gujarat Agrasara. So this is what. I invite any friends and anyone. Yeah. We play good. We have been conducting unless you are told that you are studying on the capping of hazardous. And it does not mean that we are not educated on that. It is being collected and sent to see. Even we have got wells around the well, measuring the quality of water, ensuring it is collected properly. So this is only one side. You got more than 30. And this is a typical. I will not go into detail of length. And this is the capping. And another is where we have to go for multi-effective and incinerator. So these are the issues. My landfill site, of course, they are generating greenhouse gases, which is responsible for global warming, which we are facing. And therefore, what we are trying to do, I am not going to. This is what we are. Yeah, again back to the west. So that is the sector where I am working is managing from 2000. Reduce, recycle, refurbishing, and back to the life cycle. So what you understand what waste is, then I have to show money here. You are losing your money, and unless they show to the industry, they will not come. They will go. And therefore, what we are trying to do, we are also first step of minimization. And then you can think increasing the product life cycle. Then refurbishing, manufacturing. Some case studies which were implemented, for example, at Surat, we have textile industry, and they are having small pieces of block. We call it chain. And there was issue. It is a non-issue. We will not take. Then we realize that and now it is being co-processed and producing syngas. So this is the problem earlier. It is a attempt which we have already implemented. Another is we have got so many metal industries, and we are having slag. So that was also issue. We have to dump it. Non-hazardous, non-hazardous, municipal solid waste is not allowed. We don't have enough people. So now that slag is being used for the road construction. It is already one of the specification in our RSO. Another example, we have many chemical intermediate industries. They are spent acid, and everyone was with addition of lime and all that. Not properly. Now we have common facilities where we are collecting spent acid of 30%, and collecting at one point, treating it hydrated lime properly, converting into gypsum. Earlier it was considered as a waste, now it is a raw material for the cement industry, and it is being sent to the cement industry, generating. So this is what photograph. How we have managed. Then we have paper leadership and what we get. They are manufacturing packaging material, not paper. So there was the issue. We do not enough and therefore these industries are imported paper from the European countries which are limited with plastic. So they have to remove plastic. And that plastic was the issue because it is non-hazardous. MSW will not allow. Sometimes say that no plastic will just throw here and there. That is what we have done. That realizing the calorific value of that plastic, 3,500, it is now being sent to the L&T and other cement industries for co-process. It is a proven success story. And also it is being permitted now. GPC is also. I am part of that.
This is something hard to listen to because
this is the GPC will allow waste co-processing. The GPC will allow use your secondary fuel for the treatment plant to use as a capture co-processing fuel in the boiler. It is boiling Sarigam and
To verify that, we'll conduct a research study.
I will join you in that.
So always not. I mean what? मैंने कहा नहीं आशा की किरण नहीं है. आशा की तो आशावादी हूँ. So it is not that all problems are there, but then there are solutions. Same thing. As the boiler fuel I mentioned, we have got CAD waste management implementation and using, and that is again citizenship. Very care responsible. How I am responsible. That is what we have got some industries who are collecting and manufacturing many things. Again to the policy, in industry policy, 20, and now we will be having in 2025. There is a financial assistance in terms of reimbursement of to agency who is able to reduce energy consumption and also so these are the policy. Our honorable Prime Minister, when he was CM, he also instituted that why people are not coming forward. Why industries? Then he instituted first time cleaner production award, which is given to the industry. It is given to the done exemplary work of reducing water, wastewater, and water.
We wish a greater compliance of the policy.
So at last, earlier no waste. Now we are talking about that. Let us see that tomorrow we may not face this tomorrow. Thanks for you.
My observation when I've been moving around
Ji.
is good. We have ETPs, SCPs, CETs, but the problem is with O&M.
Problem is with women at certain places.
Most of them.
No. I am director with CET.
So because CET is in specific.
He mentioned about online monitoring. We state them. It is not only we are going for more in Gandhinagar. This budget today only our FM is declaring more. But ultimately, the priority of into the population should be health, education, water, and then another.
So what I'm coming to is, but it's not a critique, it's a suggestion.
Yeah.
Because and this is ground observation. You get in the best of technology, you do everything. But when it comes to no proper training, no proper backup is there, you need to improvise on.
And that is, if you allow me to speak, what we are doing under green skill development program. And for the first time, we have Australia University. I think first time in Gujarat, where we are training, suppose I am training operators of common effluent treatment plant and sewage treatment. You have number. You are very people who can get work here. So that is what already MOE.
Because these observations are made during my project when I was doing this Stockholm and the Kyoto Protocol processes with UNITAR and UNIDOSOR.
UNISAR.
Yes.
There are problems, I don't deny that we have solution. But at the same time, I feel that we are equally responsible.
Yeah, we need to improve.
Why we should generate 0.7 kg waste? What is waste in fact? हमारे मारवाड़ी में तो अक्सर क्या होता है धूल के अलावा कोई वेस्ट नहीं होती है इसलिए शाम को झाड़ू नहीं लगाते हैं तो we ensure paper alone in Gujarat we have got more than 500 registered plastic recyclers. We have got more than 50 e-waste recyclers. Public नहीं करता कि मुझे क्या करना है so that awareness and attitudinal change. That is it.
I think, thank you very much, Dr.
I think I will
in terms of looking for the opportunities given from waste. Gujarat is the best opportunity to make money. Right, so it's a very interesting talk on your all kinds of waste management and looking for the opportunities and live examples from Gujarat. And I might add that other states can also take these examples and learn from what they are losing actually. They should focus on that part. What they lose is they do not take those opportunities from the use which they dump into the illegally or irresponsibly. So I now like to invite a few questions from our young participants, and please floor is yours now.
A true
Let us have some.
student will always have questions.
Yeah, students.
I mean, I have an off-the question because we are looking at both water contamination and air
Nadia, you asked me a lot of questions. But don't edit me.
That's what 20 years back, sir.
20 years like
Right? The question is that why, I mean, we are trying to look at water harvesting using the terrace tops. Has anybody bothered to look at what is the quality of dust that is getting accumulated in the terrace top before we try to push the water into the aquifers? Because once you contaminate the aquifers, you have got no respite after that. And my understanding of the terrace dust is it's primarily tire dust, lot of cadmium and arsenic that is getting accumulated.
So this is what I was saying, the accounting and evaluation, this is where it comes. We need the data that is missing.
When you have
But it's certain things he says, I think
To answer your question, Nikhil, it is a government mandated guideline that everywhere where we are going to have installation of this rainwater harvesting system, there has to be made a pit 1 meter by 1 meter, which will be consisting of pebbles, then finer particles, and then charcoal at the end to absorb all the contaminants in it, including the bacterial contamination, prevent groundwater from being contaminated. So if people are not following that guideline, then it is a problem.
the question is not monitoring but I try to answer the question.
Yeah. That will be required. They have to submit a report every now and then.
Please everybody just bear me because I have 5-6 questions and I am compiling it. Shorter, but I have a layman question. Okay. Yeah, it's a fancy, even PPT is there, data is there, system is there. Okay, but the people on the road, what they will do. So my question is, we talk about two parties, producers and consumers. Okay, but there is also involved third party. For example, NALCO is producing copper in Assam. I am the consumer in Ahmedabad or Mumbai. So there is also a person who is beyond the externalities, that they are locals, they are tribals, and they have health issues, severe health issues. Are we considering it? Okay, CSR is there. Uttarakhand has burning trees, but CSR is in Mumbai. Okay. Assam में NALCO है, कोई बात नहीं. CSR content in Rajasthan. Let's just pick some people. So is it worth it? Also, are we going in the wrong direction? मैं अगर लाइट स्विच ऑफ कर दूंगा घर से बाहर जाऊंगा एसी बंद कर दूंगा तो पंखा बंद. Let's follow different approach, top to bottom approach. कि वहाँ से पॉलिथीन बंद हो, then make basic consumer को कहा है कि नहीं पॉलिथीन. So can we do that? Aren't we? Reverse is bottom to top, then top to bottom. Also, sir, you said in health indicators that we have system measurements, everything that like when we bring that system, so sir, Delhi has visible pollution, but who is taking care actually? Also, in the POS system, ma'am talked about rat race problem. There is rat race problem. It is in consumer and it is in producers both. Okay. Generally in economics we talk about producers. Rat race problem is in producers. No, it is also in consumers. But are we actually handling it? And at the last, when we will wake up. Okay. Ahmedabad will be the next Bangalore in terms of water. Okay. Groundwater system. Ahmedabad will be the next Bangalore as a food system. So when we will wake up, after the problem arises or before that. And so last thing you told us hopeful. Why to be hopeful? Because in the long run we all are dead. So I have few demos.
I only one line answer. I am alone. In Hindi we say जो प्राप्त है वो पर्याप्त है. Eat two shirts. Why the hell should I go for the phone? And there is a difference between enough and more. So in Jain mythology we have got अपरिग्रही. कि जो है उसमें संतोष करो. Right? So far we have no doubt of it. So we have a hospital provided for the persons without any. And there is a national institute of occupational health. Keep on serving every month taking care of the people who are. But development करना है ना, we cannot see that is. But the thing is that प्राप्त हो गया that philosophy. And we are customer, not consumer. हम ग्राहक हैं. ग्राहक means जो ग्राहक है. It is good for me. In mall if I go and do so many things in his basket, buy 2 get 3, what the hell? So I should not become consumer. I am only a customer. That keep on consuming resources. So that not that right resources are limited and you have to manage it. But at the same time I do agree since I am also working in slum area. That we need to think for them also. Therefore that is what we are trying to achieve. Maybe Gujarat क्या budget में दे.
One is that already ban single-use plastic. Similarly, 120 micron and more than that thickness plastic bags are also not. As far as centralized prohibition or curb or restriction is concerned, these guidelines are there, then I discuss during discussion also that compliance is a big issue. You don't have that manpower. Now digitalization is there, technology we use, GIS tracking is also there, how things are being managed. But then it cannot be one-sided that you restrict production and then you believe that nothing will proliferate from the farm sector. India 1.4 billion, it is very different. And there are local vested interests as well and there are commercial interests as well. So it's a two-way mechanism that if industry in my area is not following those compliances, I need to be specific and aware that I need to inform the authority and then take a slow action. This is one way. And second, industry on their own also incentivized, guided, and in terms of they are hand-holded also in terms of putting those perspectives which are nature-friendly and sustainable. So it's a two-way process and policy can only come to circular aspect only when two-way aspect is taken into consideration rather than leaving this responsibility on one stakeholder or the other.
Just to respond to what you asked. Practically speaking, since you asked layman question, I will try and respond